Go on.
And upon his horns, 10 crowns.
10 crowns represent the 10 nations of NATO.
Yep.
The 10 major nations of NATO.
And upon his heads, the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
Right. Why was it like unto a leopard? Because the beginnings of the so-called white man's rulership was Greece. Which what was a symbol of Alexander the Freak? It was the leopard. Go on.
And his feet were as unto the feet of a bear. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority.
Right, so his mouth was the mouth of a lion representing Great Britain. Right? But the feet, which is the end of an animal, represents the bear, which is who? Russia. Because the finale of the so-called white man is going to be when Russia destroys America.
Yeah. The Russian built nuclear weapons, man. It's gonna be blazed all over America, man. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority.
The dragon that gave him his power and his seat and his authority is the Satan, the devil. Because the so-called white man gets his power directly from the spiritual demon Satan, man. That's why who are the rulers over this empire? You're stepping a bit, bro. The rulers of this empire is the Rothschilds, man. Right? Now what are the Rothschilds? They're a generation upon generation of witches and warlocks. The families who are in the power structure of the so-called white man's kingdom are all witches and warlocks. Masonry is nothing but witchcraft. They all have their own special witch covenant, which the Rothschilds have the council of 13, man. In which they keep the 13th seat open for Satan, man. And guess what? They have actual manifestations of the spiritual demon Satan, man. And they conversate with him, man. John Todd exposed that. Why do you think they use all these symbologies and they use all this witchcraft, man? Because their power comes from the spiritual demon Satan, man, on the left-hand side. That's why they use all demonic symbologies and they call upon the powers of various different gods, like Persephone, like Apollo, Jupiter, all the Roman gods, the Greek gods, the Egyptian gods, like Ra. What's the symbol of the so-called Illuminati? The all-seeing eye of Ra, which according to the Rothschilds is a little boy's anus, man. Okay? That's why throughout all their power structure, they have the what's it called again? What's that pole with the
point in a circle?
Oh yeah, you got the point in the circle. You got the pyramid, right?
Phallic symbols.
You got the phallic symbols. You got the pyramid. You got the caduceus. The caduceus. They got the two-headed the two-headed phoenix. They carry all these demonic symbologies, man, showing you, if your eyes are open, who they worship. Their space program, all names of Greek gods.
You know, I was watching that opening ceremony to the London 2012, right?
Yep.
And I was just clocking on to me as I was bringing things through, man. You know, the names of their music, the music they selected. You know, Nimrod was one of the tracks they were playing.
That's it.
You know, you know, people that didn't know about these things, man, they wouldn't have a clue, man. They don't even know who Nimrod is, man. You know, but that's all ancient worship, man. Because they worship these ancient so-called gods, man.
Yeah.
These idols.
Well, over there on the MasterCard, straight away, that's a demonic symbol on the MasterCard symbol. All their Fortune 500 companies, they all got a satanic symbol, man. Dodge is the Baphomet and the vagina. All these car companies, man.
Car companies, yeah.
All Boros, man. They use that snake eating the snake into the snake's tail. You know, all kind of stuff.
Shell
man.
is sunbeams.
Chris.
BP, sun worship. They do a lot of sun worship, moon worship, star worship.
That's right, man.
Right?
Rain, yeah.
It's evident, man. You got Alfa Romeo, which is like a snake eating a man. They do sacrifices. Just look it up, man. All
Demon Grove, fucking
All them corporations, their riches come from the worship of the spiritual demon Satan, man. The power of this kingdom is all about Satan. If you wanna get up, if you wanna be any power level, you gotta be a witch or a warlock, like Tony Blair. He's a warlock, and his wife is a fucking witch. Admittedly, that's the nature of this kingdom. It's the same thing with Rome. Rome was known for what? The pantheon. They worship all gods. It's the same thing they do in modern day Rome.
Whichever one brings in their desires, man.
Yep.
That's right.
They pray to any god that they believe can bring them something, man.
That's right. So all you people talking about America, first of all, America was set up using witchcraft, man. It's built with witchcraft, man. The District of Columbia, all Masonic witchcraft, Baphomet, Molech. They worship Molech.
Yeah.
All over your dollar bill is all kind of pagan symbologies.
They're placing things across the ley lines and shit.
That's right.
Trying to channel that demonic energy, man.
So your whole system was built on witchcraft, man. Okay? That's the truth. So you was never righteous, man, to begin with. It was never based upon the Heavenly Father, man, and His laws, statutes, and commandments, man. It was always based on witchcraft. Right? Read on.
It's verse 3. And I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death.
Right, the one of the heads that was wounded to death was Rome. Rome was wounded to death by who? Septimius Severus, man. Who took the so-called white man out of power in the Roman Empire, man. In 193 AD. Rome was wounded, man. That was the end of that. They lost their power. They were no longer able to go all over the world and basically influence the world into their Greco-Roman lifestyle and what's the word I'm looking for? Philosophy. Okay? In the Dark Ages, there weren't no Roman architecture. That was it for that. Rome went out, man. Rome went downhill. Then you had the Holy Roman Empire, so-called. But that they weren't dealing with the philosophies of Rome. They weren't wearing Roman clothing. The system, the political system, wasn't a Roman political system. Okay, read on.
And saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed.
His deadly wound was healed how? It was healed during the Renaissance. The Renaissance with the word Renaissance, Re meaning back, and naissance meaning birth, back birth, rebirth. They were reborn. They were born again. What was born again? The Roman system, the Roman Empire, the same nation of people that was ruling the Roman Empire, the so-called white man, came back into power again. And they reinstated all the old Roman philosophies, the old Roman laws, political system, architecture. That's why when you go down to the Bank of England down there in London, if you look at Westminster Cathedral, that's not Roman architecture. But all of a sudden you got all this Roman architecture popping up all over London. What was that all about? That was the re-emergence of Rome. Okay? Over in America, you got Capitol Hill. You got a Capitol Hill in ancient Rome. It's the same shit. You got a Senate, you got so-called democracy, yeah, which we're gonna go into more detail in a second, right? Read that again, and then we're gonna get some detail to show you that America's nothing but Rome all over again. And guess what? America's going down the same way Rome went down, but faster.
Wow.
Verse 3 again. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast.
Right, the whole world have become Romanized again. The whole world's dealing with Latin for their biology now, and for their law. They're dealing with Roman law. What's the law that rules the earth? Roman law. Roman canon law, man. Civil law. Civil is Roman law. what they call it, the universal something code. It's the rule of business that runs the whole world. It's a Roman law. This whole world is moving under a Roman vibration right now. That's why they're spreading that democracy.
Okay, go.
Go on, I mean, what's next?
Verse 4. They worship the dragon.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Verse 4. And they worship the dragon which gave power unto the beast. And they worship the beast.
They worship America. They worship, the people worship the so-called white man. That's white supremacy. Because they think he is so smart and intelligent and powerful. But now the whole world is waking up to this devil, man. And they're starting to hate him. Because they're on their way down. Go on.
And they worship the beast, saying,
That's why they said that America was the light of the world. You talk to these Americans, they'll tell you that America was the light of the world. That everyone wanted to be in America. Everyone wanted to have a part of America. Why? Because they're the beast and the whole world worship the beast. Which is the Roman Empire all over again.
Yeah.
Read on.
and they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast?
Yep.
Who is able to make war with him?
Who can make war with America and NATO, man? That's what people been saying, man. Not now, because the Iranians want to take your ass out, man. But I'm going back for the entirety of your kingdom. And who wanted to fuck with NATO, man? World War I and World War II were inter-NATO beefs, really.
Mm-hmm.
What World War I was what? Germany, Italy, and was it Luxembourg or something like that? Versus Britain, France, and Russia.
Russia, yeah.
It was really a European war. And then they had their colonies which they controlled fighting for them. Same thing in World War II. Yeah, you had Japan involved, but
So that's a cameo.
that was all a setup, man. Then after World War II, NATO was formed. They said, who the fuck's gonna fuck with NATO, man? Who's gonna play with those 10 nations that are in NATO plus America? Russia didn't want to play. Now they want to play because they got some other players in the game. But they no one wanted to play this whole time with NATO. Who actually came out and said, you know what, we're gonna go to war with NATO? No, you don't want to do that. That's why after World War II, who started war with France? Who started a war with Britain? Britain might start a war with someone else, but who actually started a war with any of them countries within NATO? Because once you start a war with a country within NATO, boom, that clause gets opened up. You have war with the whole of NATO. Who wants to do that? That's why that whole bullshit about Saddam attacking Britain was bullshit, man. Because Saddam knew if he attacked Britain, that's like attacking France, that's like attacking Spain, that's like attacking Italy, that's like attacking all of them at the same time. Because Britain was going to invoke the clause, the NATO agreement, and America and all the hordes of the European might was going to come down on Iraq, man. And they would have just got eradicated, man.
Yeah. In Iraq, you know, they can't put up a fight, man.
And they never had no allies, man. But obviously things are changing now because there's a few defense agreements. The Shanghai, what they call it?
Shanghai Treaty.
The Shanghai Treaty or whatever. See, we're in 1913 all over again. You want to know what happened in 1913? One nation was attacked, but because each nation had this clause, this treaty, and that treaty, it sucked everyone in.
Yeah, it was kind
That's how it happened, man.
Yeah.
One nation attacked another nation, but the nation they attacked had mans on their treaty, and then they had mans on their treaty, so everyone just jumped in. Every man was backing up their boy. Now you got the NATO agreement, but hold on, there's another agreement. Syria and Iran, they have an agreement. Russia and China, they got an agreement. But hold on, Russia got an agreement with Iran. India and China got agreements, man. So the thing is, you might think a lot of you people are so simple-minded. By going into Syria and Iran, you're going to basically invoke a whole heap of treaties that's going to bring a whole heap of allies into the game.
Some big nations.
Yeah.
Some big boys, man.
Big nations.
because they're